welcome to the final round back nine coverage of the 2020 Silver Cup, a Disc Golf Pro Tour Silver Series event. I am Holly Finley with Team Innova.
What up, y'all? I'm Ellen Widboom, also with Team Innova.
Thanks for tuning in. These ladies will be playing at the Manitowoc course called Silver Creek, and it is a tight race going in. Not sure how this is going to play out, so I'm really excited to see what these ladies can do on the back half of the course. See some incredible shots made, maybe some birdies to be had, taking us here to hole 12. It's got a double mando. I think the best placement is to land right in front of the short tee to give yourself a nice open shot, or if you land close to the right mando sign, you can also see the basket and give yourself an easy upshot. I think the most difficult spot to be in is somewhere on the left. Haley did miss the mando, but it is going to be a tricky play from there.
It was fun to have the group over there of spectators come over from the local bar establishment. Two extremes. We had a huge crowd out there and a lot of people cheering on, especially Haley King, as she's the local. It was fun to get all their support and hear their comments. I opted for Destroyer off the tee, and I didn't execute it well. It went too far right. Again, didn't miss the mando. It's not out of bounds, but that'll lead to a tricky second shot to try to get through those trees. And Paige with the putter, I believe.
It appears it's the same orange putter we've mentioned her throwing on previous holes. What a tricky shot, Ellen.
Yeah, so that's not at all what I tried to do. I tried to hit the further left gap, and I misreleased it. I fortunately made the mando and have a look at the basket.
Paige was just hoping to take that aggressive hyzer between the bush and the mando and just get up by the basket like this. Just like this. Wow, that was really well done.
It was a really incredible line for her to take, seeing as how far she was over. It was the ideal shot.
Lisa mashing that sidearm up there.
Park City.
Not interested in putting, Lisa says. You know, even though the shot didn't work out how you wanted, you landed in a great position for the next one.
I did. I had, again, a little bit of a misrelease and went into the woods. It's not out of bounds. Paige looks like she's probably circle's edge. And that little blob there in the back is me in the woods.
Where?
Trying to give it a go. Unfortunately, I'll have to tap in for a bogey.
Oh, that is... That just hurts your feelers, folks. But what can you do, you know?
Haley with a great birdie. Way to play it, Haley.
That upshot was primo, and the same for Lisa. Well done, girls. Wow. Couple birdies, couple bogeys. Tight race here. Haley and Lisa are tied. And man, Ellen and Paige, you guys are close.
It's anybody's game, and we don't even know what the chase card is doing behind us. So, yeah, we're just trying to stay the course.
All right. I feel like the holes are getting a little more difficult here in the back. Let's check out hole 13. It's only 344 feet, but it's not that easy. Really, it's a great shot just to land right here in the sunshine at the short pin, which was indicated by the white PVC pipe sticking out of the ground. Just pitch it up and take a three. If you want to be aggressive, you can try to push all the way through the gap into the shadows and give yourself a putt. I think the majority of our field would be really happy with a par 3 here, because if you try to get too aggressive and end up on the left, it is so thick and so rooted and mushy. Sometimes you just have to pitch out, and that's your only option. You know, that got cut short, but it's not a bad place to be. I'd be perfectly happy with landing right there. Oh, Lisa firing at that left side. Oh, that was good. That was good. That'll still give her a chance to pitch up a little bit easier than being completely caught up on the left.
Here I am again with the destroyer. My only goal was to get over to the right side. It's a little bit more wide open over there. And like you said, at least I'm going for the par on this hole for sure. It's gotten me in the past 2 rounds, so I wanted the par today. That was my goal.
Paige pushing it all the way up into the shadows, making the cameraman dance. Move those feet, buddy.
And we had some great cheers from the crowd on that shot. She laced it through everything and is up there inside the circle.
It's, it's really hard to get all the way up there. And the ground play, I think, can give you 40 feet. If you hit this dirt, you can skid all the way up there.
Right.
Little touch up from Haley. Dang, you got a birdie look over here.
I'm just outside the circle. Gonna go with my Nova a little bit left, but again, I'll be happy with the par on this one.
That's a no stress par.
I know.
Lisa was definitely going for that. I like her courage.
Haley also with the attempt for par. And this is Paige for birdie.
Woo!
Ain't nothing but a thing. That was an amazing birdie. I think that's the best drive I've ever seen on this hole. Paige was one of 2 birdies on this hole. Missy Gannon canned the other one.
Which I actually got to witness and looked exactly like Paige's shot.
Wow. You think they throw the same disc?
I'm not sure. So an easy par for you. That's got to feel good. Did you have any idea of the scores at this point?
No, for this round, I actually never looked at the scores. I just wanted to stick to my game plan and do what I knew that I could do. So, yeah.
Okay, here we go. Hole 14. I think, again, the best plan here is to just aim for the short pin, which is indicated by the white PVC pipe sticking out of the ground. Just use a mitt or a putter to pitch up by the basket, get yourself an easy 3, and move on to the next. What you don't want to do here is be overly aggressive and have the disc hyzer, skip over to the left and end up under these trees or even out of bounds in the water. And too far right is not a pretty place to be either. So middle skis is the name of the game.
It's kind of fun to think about. If you have a putter or mid-range shot that you know you can throw straight from 200 to 250 feet, it would just take you 2 shots to get to the basket with kind of a chance for a throw-in if you didn't want to be overly aggressive with like a fairway or a driver. So definitely different ways to attack this hole. I'm going with a sidewinder. Got a little bit out of my control, landed under that tree, but thankfully wasn't too far in the woods.
Haley taking the more popular route, just hyzering around that center tree, landing up by the short pin.
That's all it takes. Just center the fairway and have a look at the basket.
It's just that easy.
It's just that simple.
Now do it 3 times under pressure. With everyone watching. So Lisa, it landed in a good position, but then those extra 2 little bounces really put you in a spot you don't want to be in. You can see here, even Ellen, just barely off the fairway, made for a really difficult up, but you executed that very well.
Thanks.
Impressive.
I went back and forth between several disc selections, picked the Innova FL, just so I knew it would get up there and get some skip off the green. Oh, and Haley.
Wow.
We all thought that one was going in.
Possible throw in here. So Lisa, kind of like Ellen, having to stretch way out, get creative with the shot, and, because of that stretch out, you just don't have enough power to really mash something up there. And look at this spot Paige landed in on her drive.
I think she ended up hitting a tree branch, and that kicked it a little bit left, so she's just outside the circle.
A nice, easy upshot from Lisa, giving herself a no-stress putt here.
And Paige for par. And unfortunately, sometimes with the jump putt, that is the hazard you run into. She has gone out of bounds, so she will be making her comeback putt for, I believe, a double bogey.
So on this hole, if you saw by Paige's disc, there is a yellow string, which is the out-of-bounds indicator. And, I mean, it's really unfortunate to throw the longest shot and then, you know, hit a tree on the upshot and then the jump putt OB. So, like Ellen said earlier, folks, you know, sometimes you play smart. You take a putter, you throw it 250, you throw it 250 again. You drop it in and you move on. So, you know, it's the risk reward. You want to be aggressive or you want to be conservative. That's the fun of disc golf. Wow, a double bogey, and a couple pars. It's still a tight race here. It's anybody's game. We don't know what's going to happen. So we'll see y'all in a bit. All right, y'all, welcome back. Here we go, hole 15. Gonna take a little hike up the hill, get those legs warmed up. I think the best position to be for me personally is to land either on the right side for a nice Annie up or on the left side. Being in the middle for some reason is just odd for me. I don't know. But I think the best spot is just get past this taped off squishy zone in the middle, give yourself an upshot with a mid or a putter, and get a 3. Wow, you got some great height on that.
A little bit too much. It kicked that tree, but it's on a good side for me for my upshot with the sidearm.
And you made it to the smushy zone. So
I made it just past the smushy zone.
Yep, that is, you know, that's really the name of the game. Step 1. Lisa's throws. It was low, but it got up there.
And folks, it's hard to tell you just how much uphill this shot is, and she crushed it. Got a huge cheer from the crowd behind her. It was a mash.
Wow.
So I'm just taking my putter. I've been working on a shot just anywhere from 200 feet and under, flicking it up there, getting a look at the putt. Lisa looks like she did about the same thing.
Great upshot from Haley.
It looked from back where she was and we were behind her that she was running it. It looked close to going and it was really exciting.
Wow.
And Paige for the birdie.
Oh, full commitment with the hat falling off and everything. I can't lie. I kind of wanted to see that birdie
That
to
would
be
have been
had from our division.
awesome.
Solid putt, Ellen. I was sitting right on the next tee pad and I watched you make that putt. So
It was definitely I had the nerves going at this point.
yeah, the nerves, you know, it starts coming on.
You see the crowd and the cameras. It kind of all just sinks in that you're almost done with the tournament, but you still got to stay focused and try to finish strong.
Finishing strong is one of the hardest things in disc golf.
So as you can see, the crowd is there. We actually, on this next hole, we had a bit of a backup. The card in front of us was still waiting, as Holly said, while we were actually putting out. So it was a good 15 minutes, I would say, that we waited on this tee pad to throw.
Hole 16, we have this as a par 4. There's a Mando indicated by that left arrow in the tree that you just saw. It is a difficult tee shot. Sometimes I feel like I have to over-exaggerate the Annie angle just to hit that Mando. Also, the second shot isn't any easier. Depending on where you land, you really have to get creative with your shot shaping to get anywhere inside the circle. You know, the girls can get birdies here, but I think getting a 4 feels really good as well.
I would agree. I opt for the Sidewinder flick shot. I a little bit of a misrelease, kicked the Mando tree and stayed safe. I am in those bushes, but yeah, I got a little bit lucky.
I like that. That was right in the middle.
I did too. It didn't look like she was going for anything crazy or big. She just wanted to get in position for her next shot.
Mm-hmm. Lisa gets that nice inside tight line, and then the disc can finish back to the left and put you in a really good position for a birdie. Paige opting for the roller.
I love this shot. Backhand roller. It has so much potential, and she unfortunately got stopped by that tree. But again, she's in the fairway, so there's definitely that potential for a birdie.
Those little bushes right where you landed are like a vortex for me personally. I swear I could be aiming at the road and somehow my disc goes way over there to those bushes. That's a good upshot from Haley, which will put her in a position to make a putt.
Paige from a knee. Man, just clipping another tree.
Another thing about this upshot is because of all the low-hanging branches, there isn't a lot of ceiling to work with. You know, your shot has to be like waist level, and especially if you're a tall person like me, I find sometimes I might even get on my knee to do the upshot.
Right.
Lisa pumping a nice chip shot down there. Looks like she's got a chance at a semi-easy putt. I don't know if anything's easy at this point in the round.
Like you said, the low ceiling. I could have gone over or under, and under just seemed like the play, and it was really more of just a layup shot to get the par. Again, the low ceiling, those branches. But a good effort by Haley for sure.
Also, where Haley was, you know, if you putt too hard and miss the basket completely, you could end up out of bounds. So, you know, a bit of the nerves could get you there on how aggressive you are with that putt. Woo, tight race here. Birdie for Lisa, pars for the rest. And it's a tie right now, Lisa and Haley. I wonder if they knew that. Actually, you know what? I asked Lisa this morning, and she told me she did not know the scores at that point. So
I do always wonder that, who checks the scores and who doesn't, and if it affects their mental game at all. So yeah, that's actually really interesting to know that she didn't know where she was at.
16A, one of our last minute replacement holes. If you've been watching the previous coverage this week, you know we had some storms and they took out holes 2 and 3, and these are our replacement holes. So it is a really tough par 3. Right off the tee, you have to throw over the out of bounds. You could do a sidearm or an Annie, or if you want to be really conservative, take that right gap that doesn't have much height, and you probably won't get much distance out of it. Even though Lisa gets caught up, you know, it's still in bounds, and at that point you just say, hey, I'm safe.
I'm opting for the Shrike play over the out of bounds. Just get some hyzer on it and let it do its thing with the amount of glide and speed that it has on it.
Some friends coming out to support Haley King, also running down the fairway and spotting for everyone. That's really helpful, you know.
Yeah, thanks guys. We really appreciate that.
It's a great placement from Haley. Paige doing the little run up. You can tell she's about to smash this.
And we made the comment that if you can't see your disc land off the tee, you know it was a good shot. That was, so far, that was a perfect shot.
Oh, man. Lisa with a full commitment. And that's a fine spot to be in to set herself up for the next shot. I think that the upshot here is difficult. I personally have trouble judging the distance. I never know if I want to use a mid or a fairway or a driver. Plus the basket's in the shadows, which I think makes the depth perception a bit off.
I agree. Yeah, I'm actually throwing a gator here. I knew that it had the right line that I wanted on it. A little bit of skip on the disc, so I always want to aim past those trees and kind of let it roll around the back.
Thanks for the tip.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh, luckily those leaves let Lisa push through and she gets up close by the basket.
I think this is the furthest drive for the FPO field that I've seen on this hole, and she wanted that one.
You know,
It was evident.
I find that those leaves can really catch up your upshots too. You know, if you put too much height on it and then you give yourself a circle's edge putt. That was a good convert from Paige. Wow, nice putt from
Yep,
Haley.
Haley
Here.
for the par. This will be Lisa for bogey.
Solid putt from Lisa. She got caught up in the middle, but, you know, she did her best. All right.
I was just happy to get the par. I got that one all 3 days, so it was a lot of fun.
Lisa with the only bogey, so, you know, it's still a tight race here. $16B, baby. This is another one of our last minute holes. So the out of bounds on the left comes into play from the previous hole. And wow, sometimes it really does come into play. If you throw your disc too high, it can hyzer and just skip right out of bounds. Also, there's a parking lot on the right that can get you too. So I like to keep the shots lower than normal, try to find something that flies straight only.
And these birds were so cute. There was 3 little birds.
I saw those too.
And I think they were the babies, and then the mom kept checking back on them.
I'm so glad the cameraman got those.
Yeah, great shot. I like this hole because of the American flag there. You can judge the way that the wind is blowing. It really helps out with the way that the hill is sloped. And I took my destroyer and just kind of tried to flex it around the trees, and
Great shot.
thanks. Looks like Haley also opting for the forehand play, which plays nice on this hole.
Oh, goodness, that had some power on it. It looks wide. Oh, no.
And from the tee, we couldn't really tell if she was out of bounds or not because it was coming back and it's a little bit guarded down there.
That did not look like it came back in bounds. Paige looks like she's throwing that clear, I can't tell if it's a P&A or a mid that she used on hole 1.
Had a great line towards the basket. Unfortunately, got caught up by some of those branches.
Lisa taking the right route, and that's a lot of height on the disc. Ooh.
We were calling for it to slow down.
Woo. That was lucky. That was lucky. Make you nervous, though.
So this is Haley. She called a provisional because she was unsure if her drive was out of bounds or not. So you're allowed to call a provisional and take an extra shot if you're unsure and you don't want to walk all the way up the fairway just to have to walk all the way back. So if her disc is indeed out of bounds, she will play it from where she took her provisional shot, where it landed.
Oh my gosh, what the heck? Paige smashing that in for a birdie. Okay, it's getting down to the finish here, and she is not messing around.
You could see the look on her face was of pure determination to make that putt, and it was beautiful.
That was business. You know Lisa wanted that. Let's see what you got, Ellen. No! no! Couple of hands of frustration on the head, but I see you smiling it off, so. That stinks.
It didn't roll away, so I was happy. It just
Yes.
sat down.
Woo! Clipping the flag. Haley was aggressive on that putt, wasn't she? Left herself with a bit of a comeback.
This will be Haley for double bogey.
No!
And this hole can get to you.
That hurts
And
my feelers.
It unfortunately had some teeth for Haley. Lisa tapping in for the par.
Oh my gosh. Wow, what a turn of events here, folks. What a turn of events.
It's hard to describe kind of like the mood and the feeling on the card when something like that happens, because you know the player's abilities and you know that it just this far into the game, it was so hard to watch. So yeah, it was just kind of it was unfortunate.
Oh my gosh. Paige with this downtown birdie. The unfortunate triple bogey for local Haley King. Wow, only 2 more holes left. I got goosebumps on my forearms, ladies. I'm not joking with y'all. Okay, hole 17. There is a Mando. You can send a, full flex shot out by the Mando. Maybe give yourself a jump putt. Be a little more conservative. Play something straight and let it fade left. But for me, the trickiest part of this hole is the upshot. The basket is right by the road. It requires a level of finesse sometimes that's hard to acquire at the end of a round, especially after 3 days, and especially if you're in the position these ladies are in. The hands could be shaken, the nerves could be going, and doing something with touch is not the easiest thing.
And I'd say that disc had potential to be parked. It had the perfect line from the tee. You can't see the basket, but it was a crush. I'm again opting for a 164 star Shrike.
Ooh, I like
Just
the
kind of
flex on that.
Just kind of follow the disc, and the spectator's actually out to the right. I didn't even think about out of bounds, and when they called safe, I actually got a little concerned. Even though they called safe, it was a weird feeling because I didn't even think.
It looks like you got some great distance on that one, too.
I did. It was the best drive for me on this hole for the weekend.
Lisa, a little bit lower than the rest, but the power she has does get it down there a bit. I feel like if you really want to get max distance on this, you really have to throw it higher than you normally would.
I would agree. The hill definitely crests at the top, and so you really want to aim for those trees and then hope not to hit them.
Oh, no. Okay, wow. Okay, Lisa, she didn't want to do that, but now what? It's going to be a tricky putt. Oh, boy.
It kind of looked like Haley was worried about hitting that tree. You could see her tap it after her throw, and her follow through, I don't think. So she sawed it off just a little bit.
That is way further away from the basket than you want to be for your upshot.
And here I am with the Nova, just giving it an upshot to get close to the basket for my putt.
Ooh. Well, I think Paige is going to run this. Looks like she's setting up. Get out of town. No.
It was
No.
She's all business right now, and I'll tell you,
Look at her.
She looked at her phone before that putt, I think, to figure
See
out
the
where
scores?
to see the scores, and she knew she had to make that.
She's like, it's time to do some work. Lisa left herself with a long putt here. Not what she wanted, but... Oh! See, and that's the thing about... It's like you need to have energy to go for it, but not too much. Bam! Look at this!
Haley.
What a save!
Correcting on that little bit of errant second shot, and yeah, she way to bounce back from the previous hole, Haley.
Wow.
Lisa for the bogey on hole 17.
You know, that's a good mention, Ellen. That's a good, strong mental thing when you get a bogey like Haley did, and then you're able to make a giant putt like that on the very next hole.
Right.
So, incredible. This is it. It's the final hole, and it all comes down to this. For all the marbles, all the kittens.
Final countdown.
All right, they've got this set up as a par 5 for us. What you really want to do is land anywhere by this tree at the top of the hill. Set yourself up for a nice long shot. As much as you can pump out of it, just mash it down there as far as you can get it. Hopefully have yourself a nice little chip shot up to the green. Get a 4 and walk away. You know, it doesn't feel bad to get a 5 here, but I believe most of our division would want to get a 4 here.
Right.
Are you playing it for a 4 or 5 at this point?
I play it for a 5.
Even right now
Even
today.
right now, I have no idea what the scores are, so I'm playing it for my par. I'm not trying to go anything crazy.
You know, Paige is ticked off throwing
Especially
that
after
right into the bush.
Especially after that huge
Yes.
putt, and she knows where she sits. Like she
Yes.
just wants to get it down there for a second shot. And
Yes. You can see the fire burning in her face. It's intense.
I gave it a little bit too much, but it sat in the middle of the fairway, and I'm all right
fine.
with that. I really
Yeah.
don't anticipate to get too much distance off my drive on this hole. And Lisa, zero pressure, zero worries, zero cares, just laces it up the fairway in the perfect spot.
Lisa told me for the first time all day she looked at the scores on the tee pad of hole 18 and realized where she's at. And
that's huge. To
what
make a
needs
drive
to
like that,
happen
knowing where you're
to
at.
execute after the mental weight of looking at where you stand. So let's see what happens next.
So this will be Paige's third shot.
Well, lucky. Somebody find that, please.
You kind of couldn't see it. She hit
I think
that
you
gap up there where the sunlight was shining, and it just continued to go travel right a little bit.
Oh my goodness, Ellen.
I slipped on the grass on this one. It got away from me a little bit, and I almost donked some spectators on the head over there, but they're quick.
Haley smashing one to the flat zone. Lisa does the same.
That's a good place to be over to the right. It gives yourself more of an open shot to the basket. I got stuck up on the hill a little bit, but it bode well for a downhill flex shot with the Shrike.
Look at that thing go.
And I got a little bonus skip at the end.
Incredible.
Thanks.
Oh, wow. That's a spot to be.
Again, Paige just having to pitch out. Really no other options. She doesn't want to get more in jail or more in trouble from there. That's such a beautiful shot. I love that line, how straight it goes for days.
That's that orange putter we've been seeing
Really
all
good
day.
choice from her on this hole. Haley will have a long look at birdie. This will be Lisa's third shot. I believe she could see the basket
Ooh.
from there.
It's the wide gap, but it's coming back nice. Oh, that's a great
And
shot.
that was well executed by Lisa
Wow, what a place to be for your
for your birdie putt.
telling you. She's happy about that shot. I would be too. Are you running this or what, Ellen?
No, I'm just trying to lay up. It's still quite a bit of distance to the basket. Left a little short. But yeah, I didn't want to take the risk of running it and having it roll into the bushes.
Ooh! Woo! Oh my gosh.
Haley with a birdie vid. Man, I tell you, it was exciting times down there on that green.
Oh, a rare miss from Paige. I'm not even sure she clipped the basket on that. And here goes Lisa. This will be her putt for birdie, a 4 on a par 5. And also to crown the 2020 Silver Cup champion.
There it is.
Lisa Fakis. Well done, Lisa
Congratulations,
Fakis.
Lisa. That was amazing.
It was a good comeback from Paige. It was a long comeback, too.
Just a quick shout out to Deanne Carey for the eagle on this hole. She got it in 3 shots. Congratulations. I'll be tapping in my par, finishing the round, and Haley also for the par.
And that's it, folks. What a dramatic turn of events here. Lisa taking down the 2020 Silver Cup. We thank you for tuning in to this female coverage of the final round of the Silver Cup at Disc Golf Pro Tour Silver Series event. I'm Holly Finley with Team Innova.
And I'm Ellen Woodboom with Team Innova.
And we'll see y'all next time.